If we have 10K follower, maybe I'll get a Miata.
Huh? Dang, this took off a bit faster than we were expecting, but Andy is a man of his word, so here it is. His 1992 Mazda Miata. This thing is so beautiful that it could pretty much be a collector item. Oh, what are those wheels? Needless to say, the first thing that we will be doing is... What was that? Needless to say, the absolute first thing we're doing is swapping these wheels. Not just because of the intense psychological damage that you take from just looking at them, but also those General G Maxes were pretty mediocre tires when they were released, and that was in 2011, so they are just downright unsafe now. Came with the tuner lug nuts. Sick. Oh yeah, this has lug bolts. That's nice. None of my cars have that. To replace them, Super Speed wheels were nice enough to send over a set of their RF03RRs. These are flow-formed wheels that aren't just strong, but also nice and light and pretty economical compared to their forged counterpart. Also, look friggin' great. For tires, we have a set of Toyo R1Rs. These are summer high-performance tires that are incredibly sticky, which we know because through the power of movie magic, we were driving around with these on the other day, and while going to demonstrate how soft these sway bars are, the end link popped right out. So before we can do anything else, we need to fix that because it clunks really bad. This is where we need to give R Theory Motorsports an absolutely huge shout out and a huge thank you. We're already talking to them for an unrelated future video, but when that end link popped off, we were like, oh crap, we need an end link like actually tomorrow if we're gonna film this video, and here they are. R Theory sent these over. They weren't even in stock, so they are pretty concerned about the bad finish on this one right here. You guys can be the judge if you can tell at all. This is what it should look like. But we didn't just get these, but also some reinforcement for the front here. Step one is to remove the under tray, which looks like it's just a bunch of 10mm bolts. Sure. All right, that's our sway bar free. It's a bit easier to see now that's out of the car, but the problem that we had is this end link that's supposed to be on the sway bar right here popped off and became Bluetooth, which is not very desirable. This right here, once again for sway bars, when your suspension goes up on one side, this makes the suspension go up a little bit on the other side as well, just so that when you go into a corner, it prevents it from rolling too much. No, don't need that anymore. The R Theory end links are adjustable, which is useful if you've really lowered your car, but we haven't yet, so I'm just going to adjust it to the same length as stock. When you install this, please make sure that these little bushings are in the correct spot. If you install them backwards, then your end link will bind up and it will explode. Come on, get in there. That's a lesson to never use your hands, only power tools. Now on the sway bar bolt, we want to go nut, lock washer, and then washer so that we can fit in our little R Theory sway bar bracket reinforcement. And basically what that does is it just takes the forces, and instead of putting it into that flimsy little bracket that's there, it goes directly into the frame rail. That's probably not gonna make a difference for the size of the sway bar that we have, but if you have a big honking one and some coilovers and you go to the track, you might want one.
Future-proofing.
Yeah, future-proofing. We've got our strengthening blocks in, we have our end links on, everything is looking great. Now we just need to slap the wheels on and give it all a little bit of an adjustment. Before we put the wheels on, we need to make sure to add in these hub-centric rings. These are very simple, they go on the inside, and make sure that the center of this is the same size as the center of that. If you are swapping to aftermarket wheels, make sure that's correct or it'll be all wibbly wobbly when you drive down the road. With the tires installed, we're going to put it onto some wooden blocks. That's because the sway bar can't be tightened down with the suspension just dangling in the air. You want to load it a little bit, and that way you know that everything's going to go together in the correct spot and with the correct preload. If you do it while it's all in the air, it might be kind of like I don't really know how to describe it, but it'll feel like your car's walking around like this, if that makes sense at all. I think that's about where they want to be. There we go. With the front done and the neighbors installing a roof and making a whole bunch of noise, we can go to the rears here and finally take these wheels off and never see them again.
In the bin.
Come on. Absolutely beautiful. Do a little peel right here. One huge bonus of this car is Andy bought it thinking it had an open differential, but if we spin the tire, you can see that they both spin in the same direction. When your both wheels spin in the same direction, that means limited slip differential, which is absolutely incredible. Just like it's incredible that Vessi sponsored this video. Now, I have been wearing their Stormburst high tops for a little while, and I polished all of my Z3 rims while wearing them. That is a job that sadly killed my pants. I'm quite sure these Vessis will come clean though, with just a little bit of love. Like, I know they say they're waterproof, but my foot actually isn't getting wet. I'm pretty surprised. I went to the Vessi store in Vancouver, tried on all of them, and these Stormburst high tops are definitely my personal favorites. They have loads of grip and are very comfy, and if like me, you have a really freaking tall foot, they fit great. If they don't quite fit, there's 30-day exchanges and 30-day returns, and also you can get free shipping on orders over $110, and they're backed by a 1-year warranty. So if you want to get a pair of Vessis, go to vessi.com/ziptie to get 15% off today, and a huge thanks to Vessi for sponsoring this video. Not bad. Now back to the video. The exact spec of this car is a bit of an enigma. As far as we can tell, it should be literally impossible to have these nice leather seats with the headrest speakers and not have cruise control at the same time. Also, these seats should mean that we have a leather steering wheel, but we do not. That said though, given the condition of this thing, we are not super concerned about the exact details. You see, in 2025, a clean NA Miata is worth its weight in gold, but the even bigger problem is that a dirty, very terrible NA Miata, the owner thinks is worth its weight in gold. For instance, there was a really beautiful Miata that Andy was looking at that was the better part of $11,000 with a hard top. And then when he got it inspected, it turns out it had a head gasket leak. A head gasket's the kind of thing that can cost you $2,000, $3,000 to fix, and they wouldn't come down more than $1,900. Insane. Again, please get your car inspected before you buy it, especially one of these, because there are so many absolute turds out there. If you do find a good one though, like this, the aftermarket support is absolutely insane. We recently got a Prusa Core 1, and the amount of stuff that you can just get for this off of the internet is amazing, like cup holders. That's solved. The stock door bushings, well, they're known for being really soft, which means that doesn't sound too great. And also the whole door just rattles around all over the place while you're driving, which does not make it feel very premium for now. To replace it, we have a new door bushing that's made out of Prusa's PC blend. This stuff is not just really strong, but also has excellent temperature resistance, which you want when you're doing most stuff in a car, and especially when it's a summer car that is black. Little wipe to make sure everything's clean, and then 2 screws go in. You want to get those bolts to where it's snug but can still move around, then just open and close the door a couple of times to make sure it's seated correctly and tighten it down. This definitely reduces door rattles, although there are people that say it increases the chassis rigidity too, although if I'm honest, I don't really know if I buy that. Oh, Andy, you've got a big squeak. Freaking fluid film to the rescue. Love this stuff. Oh, like magic. Also, if you're just in your house and all of your doors squeak, throw some fluid film on it, they'll be good for years. Yeah, they don't sponsor us, I just love it. One thing that does really suck about having a black car though, is just fingerprints everywhere.
I love piano black. What are you talking about?
Yeah, piano black my whole car, please. One nice little quality of life upgrade is that from the factory, this fuel cap does not go anywhere. Although, 3D print this little fuel cap holder, it goes in something like this. And now, aha! Just like that. Sadly, the designers of the Miata were not time travelers and were not aware that everyone has a phone in the future and it needs to go somewhere. Right now,
Yeah, sure.
to fix that, grab an old card that you don't care about, like Hudson Bay Rewards, and just shove it in here. No. With this removed, we can upgrade it to ball, a 17mm ball to be exact. This allows us to add ball garments such as this MagSafe magnet. Now we can just go like that, a spot for your phone. This next one might be a bit controversial, but in the pursuit of just perfect cleanness, these sun visors are gonna go away because let's see how effective that is. Wow, that blocked so much sun. Removing these is just 2 bolts, and in its place is just a little 3D printed cap.
Look how clean that is.
Andy, is your wife okay with the makeup mirror going away? I guess this one's not very useful either way. I can see my chin and nothing else. On the side, we'll be adding a little 3D printed camera mount. There we go, very cool. Next, we want to give these headlights a little bit of an upgrade. Even though the pop-up and downs are the signature of the Miata, unfortunately these ones are about as bright as Stellantis management. Whenever you work on the headlights of these cars, make sure to disable the fuse because apparently, even though they are very cute, they will mess you up. 4 Phillips head screws and this housing can come off, just like that. Then you want to loosen the 3 screws around the outside and twist to the left, and it pops out. This is just a standard 7-inch halogen. Also, it's mismatched from side to side. Out of curiosity, I'm going to reinstall this fuse and see if it'll go full Cybertruck on you. All right, hit it.
Here comes the evil Miata.
Oh, jeez. That did not even flinch. All right, yeah, pull that fuse. It's clean. For replacements, we've got these headlamps from a Toyota FJ of all things, but it was 35 bucks for both of them directly from Toyota, so it's kind of a steal of a deal and they are way brighter. Turn that, tighten it down. It is awesome how cheap and easy that was, like on a modern car. The headlights in my Golf are over $2 grand each. One thing that is unfortunate though is that the new ones are flat faced, whereas the old ones were convex, which is a little bit cuter, but that bit of cuteness is not worth smacking a deer coming home from a car meet. Looking in the engine bay, here we have the 1.6 and it is exceptionally clean, especially given that this thing was born in 1992. Now later they did come out with a 1.8 that is more desirable, and I can see why, because the 115 horsepower that this thing made from the factory is not very much, even in a car that's this light. That said though, this thing is in fantastic condition. We have service records going back to the day that it began, and it is incredibly well documented. Also very recently, it has had the front shocks, both engine mounts, engine oil, transmission oil, differential oil, valve cover gasket camshaft, sensor gasket, spark plug wires, and the ignition coils. Oh, and also the swaybar links that just broke. All of that was replaced. The only bit of maintenance that we need to do in here are these radiator hoses that are very engouged. Step 1 of replacing the coolant hoses is to drain the coolant. So we're going to undo the top caps so we don't get a whole bunch of glug in. Oh wow, that looks like some alien blood right there. Then get a high quality bucket and drain all of the coolant into it. Nice.
I see oil. JK.
Once that's all drained out, you can go and dump it into your nearest salmon spawning location. Then undo the hose clamp and rip the hose off. Oh, that looks gnarly. It's kind of like water cooling a PC in the sense that you're cooling something, and in almost no other sense. One fun thing about our new hose is we get to cut it to the correct length because they made it a tiny bit longer so it'll work on a bunch of different cars. Are these scissors sharp enough? Let's find out. No is the answer. That wasn't pretty. Yeah, and he got me the good scissors after I mangled the first one. Definitely feel a lot safer with the new one. Sometimes extra girth is not appreciated. And new one goes on, easy peasy.
Before you tighten it, it's slightly crooked.
And he just made me totally undo this so that it's flat. 0.1 of a degree off. Oh, there we go. Then you do that 2 more times, but for the ones that are more annoying to film. I can't wait for this to pour coolant directly on my face once I start taking it off. Oh, shit. That's why you put carpet down. Wow, this does not want to come off at all. That's crusty. Oh, look at that. It pulled up and over. That's good. For the last hose, it looks like we need to take out the intake. That appears to just be 2 hoses and 3 bolts. You are not staying on. Yay. And that only dumped coolant all over the steering rack. There we go. All of the coolant hoses are replaced and it's now safe to drive around. In some cars, you can have pretty bad problems with airlocks and thermostats and stuff. I didn't research if that's a problem with this car.
can flip the car upside down.
Yeah, we'll just flip it. It's nice and light. I'm sure it's a 2-guy job.
3D printed funnel, highly recommend.
Then we turn the car on, get it up to operating temperature, put the heat on full blast so the coolant goes through the heater core, and top it up as needed. Oh, and also make sure your engine doesn't overheat while you do this. Then finally use a syringe to remove a whole bunch of coolant from the reservoir because you added too much because you don't really know what you're doing. One final thing before we go for a drive, you just want to give this license plate a bit of a move because from the factory, it looks a lot like a bucktooth.
Wow, it looks so much nicer already.
As tempting as it is to go on the no front plate subscription service, we're going to be adding on this R-Theory license plate holder. It goes on your tow hook, and the tow hook also is red. OEM, R-Theory. License plate is attached, and now it can just go on right like that to wing nuts. You know, this is the first NA that I've ever driven, and like, I do really get it. I would need a steering wheel that's a little bit further out, but the vibe is just impeccable. Like those beautiful little door handles and just the leather of the interior, it's all so nice. Like it feels almost like handcrafted.
The door handle is from Aston Martin DB7.
Oh, no wonder it's so nice. Yeah. All right, actual corners. There's a lot of exhaust noise.
Yeah, I wonder if my catalytic converter just gone.
And there's a lot of body roll. Holy crap. The corner grip is incredible. Like the amount of body roll also is incredible, but holy frig. It's a lot faster than we went through those corners in the Maverick, I'll say that much. That said though, you can really feel the chassis move underneath you. It is stiff as a paper towel. Like you go into the corner and it settles, which takes a while because the back shocks don't exist. And then you can just feel the whole body of the car sort of move around as you hit bumps and undulations. It's so funny. At the same time though, this car is so light and these tires have such a stupid amount of grip. Like, I don't know how you would ever find the limits of it. Like, do you just roll over because there's so much like not roll stiffness?
I mean, for this car, you just don't have to brake, you just chuck it in.
No, like you could just do like the whole Nürburgring flat, I am sure. Tight corner, oh, I want to heel toe, but I can't because my knees are in the way. Oh. Oh, bump stops.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fun. These have a fun thing where if you don't quite align the transmission correctly when you do a clutch job, you get this really weird noise, and there's basically no solution besides doing the clutch again. Oh my god, a Lambo.
Now I'm gonna drive that and see you later. All right, getting in. As a short person, I don't have all your problems.
Kind of a feature and a bug is that this has no power brakes, so heel toe I imagine really easy if you can physically do it. Stopping, bit sketchy.
The car is so light, so like every turn is easy. See, you can't heel toe, I can.
Oh yeah, no problem for you. Oh.
Just chuck it in, like no problem, you have grip.
Yeah, it's a real miles per hour, not miles per hour car.
One other thing I do really like about the Miata is the community. Every time you drive past someone with a Miata, they just wave at you.
And the aftermarket community, the frickin' 3D printing community.
Did we talk about like someone's 3D printed like a freaking wing for this?
Oh yeah, there's a whole body kit you could 3D print if you really wanted to. This thing's too nice for that. So Andy, this is clean enough to have collector's plates pretty much.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll keep it like that?
Probably not. Clean chassis, clean mod.
And big power.
Let's go!
Oh wow!
A lot of body roll, we need to solve that in the future. And the rear shock was giving up on that. Yeah, pretty sketchy, but fun sketchy.
It's so great. And just like, convertible, once again, convertibles.
Exactly!
Friggin' love them!
I know!
And also, pop up and down headlight.
Yeah!
And also, please hit like, get subscribed, and have a great old day.
Smash that button! Go!